Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Briareo Skerensky, and yes, I'm back. And what better way to be back than with a Vanillaware art book? And as you've seen already from the front cover, this is all about Unicorn Overlord, their most recent game. And without further ado, let's take a look around the book. So we have a dust jacket that goes all around the book, as well as an obi down here. And the obi itself is nothing to speak about. And let's remove the dust jacket to see the illustration in its entirety. And here we have the volume that front cover, spine and back has the line art for the main illustration. Now, let's delve right into the official design works for Unicorn Overlord. And it's quite the hefty art book, so expect a lot of art and a lot of rambling about the game. But if you are interested why I was away for so long, well, health problems, and if you are interested in the details, the description box will have some more information. I won't bother you directly in this video. I've played this game on Switch, and it was nice. Probably the PS5 version had 4K art, but I'm not particularly sure about that. And despite the Switch's low resolution, the art direction, as typical for Vanillaware games, shone through, so nothing much to object to that. But I must say, maybe there is another section after this one, and maybe it's due to the large main cast for this game, but I would have preferred to have also like initial sketches at every character. And I must admit, Yana was my chosen wife, at least in the game. And I think they are doing a figure of her and a couple of other characters. So I am very happy that Unicorn Overlord found success. Nina, also another nice character. I had her in my main party, or better, with Elaine. One thing I didn't like about the game, sort of spoiler, is that at least when I played it, there was no New Game Plus, so the very late game additions to your party were kinda useless, because after the very final mission you didn't have anything else to do. It's also nice that the game finished. There was no like endless mode. Melisandre, another nice character. Probably it was her class, but in the beginning I found it hard to place her in an echelon, sorry, in a formation. But then tweaking her about, she was good. And really, to be honest, I cannot really say that there were bad units in the game. There were just bad compositions, and at times you had to deal with unit pairing that wasn't particularly good. But then you wanted to use those characters like Virginia here because you liked them. Visually, of course. Berengaria, another nice character, very, very assault-oriented. I never used Prim that much. Neither Aramis or Aramis for that. Yeah, Dark Knights, another class I never used that much. Hilda, leader of my flying formation. Very Fire Emblem 8. Red-haired lady riding a wyvern. So yeah, I had to use her. It was like obligatory. Amalia, another interesting unit. Unfortunately, she gets in the party very late in the game, and you already had all your formations set, and I wished she could have joined earlier. Rosalind, fan favorite, of course. Ridiel, another unit that I really liked, especially visually. Celeste or Celeste, however you wanna pronounce it. I was enamored with Griffon Riders in the very early game, to the point that I had a formation with 3 of them, and after a few missions, their apparent invulnerability got mauled by other formations. So Altolinde, I prefer Rosalind. And I must say, among the elves, Rosalind and Antolinde were the only ones I really used. The others were in formations, but there were like the formations I would deploy to hold down points or capture other things while more powerful formations went around. So also very, was it Berserk in Dragon's Crown, this armor on the arms. And these, I don't recall how they are called in the game, Beastman units, I never really used them, so I don't really know how strong or weak they are. I think I used Yeovil. I think. I'll need to recheck. Angels, I did use a couple of them. They start off weak, especially if you have a lot of archer enemies, but then between their ability to reflect magic and the buffs they give to allies, they are quite powerful. So of course vanilla art is always pleasing to look at, but these are just game sprites, so it's like, yeah, it's nice, but I could just pause the game and look at them. I wanted more like illustrations or stuff like that. Okay, I don't remember this character at all. I must admit that I don't remember where she came into play. And of course the mercenary units, or no, these are minor characters. Minor story characters. Ooh, relationship chart. Let's see if I can find. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, she was the false saint pope. However, she was defined. These are the mercenary units. And yes, kudos to Vanillaware for doing certain classes in both sexes. It's always pleasant to see 2D artists go the extra mile. And of course it's relatively easier because you are just swapping the head and doing palette work for the colors, but you cannot deny the quality and the time consumed to do all this stuff. Not saying that 3D is easier, because I am in fact working as a 3D artist, but it's probably easier to set up, especially with modern game engines. All the peasants. Never realized there were this many. Shopkeepers. And of course the world itself. I remember that after conquering the initial area I went to the Elven Forest and got my butt royally kicked by some of the formation around these parts. I was able to clear the enemies in the very starting area, but then went to the Land of the Wyverns, and yeah, that was the progression the game wanted you to make. All the cities. One thing I didn't like, especially about the shops, is that you had to go to certain shops to get the items you wanted, thus forcing you to teleport around and and hoping that the shop would have what you were looking for. A master list, especially when in capitals, would have been nice. But that's really a minor usability issue on a terrific game. So yeah, I think this art book is, let's say, let down by the quantity of artworks this game needs. Because it would have been nice to see, for example, for the more complex illustrations like this one, like sketches, preparatory sketches, rough drafts, or even rejected art, which is always nice. There will be probably a small section at the end of this book, but yeah, I always prefer the preparatory work, which is probably something that not many artists and software houses want you to see, which is very unfortunate for aspiring artists like me. And I say aspiring because I kinda forgot how to draw. I'm desperately trying to get back into hand drawing, but time constraints with other stuff doesn't let me. And of course, food. Now, I'm recording this after lunch, but I would totally go for a pizza like this. And I'm Italian. Also this paella, I think. Probably because where I live now, I don't have easy access to fish, but also this spot, yeah, they look fantastic. So, gallery. Oh, these are all the promotional artworks. And this must be the illustration for the official soundtrack. And this is the illustration for this book. And the line art, this time in black and white. Oh, and the various groups composing the illustration, nice. Oh yeah, countdown illustrations. These were distributed in Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, some preparatory sketches, finally. And also for the animations, yes, those would have been very appreciated. Yeah, these were the initial units. Yeah, to be honest, these are the sketches I would have favored more rather than a couple of pages dedicated to characters and their art, because this is what I am more interested in, really. And yon commas, well, not quite yon, but commas, or comic, if you wish. If I'm not mistaken, Atlus US did translate these ones and distributed them again on Twitter or the promotional website. And if I'm not mistaken, the scenario, yes, it's all the dialogue. So this is very similar to what the Fire Emblem books do. At the very end you have all the dialogue options. And I think the very few that have been translated into English by Udon do the same, or they are at the beginning. They are somewhere in the Fire Emblem books anyway. Ooh, also couple dialogues. I will skip through them very quickly because it's just a bunch of kanji. Well, it's quite a lot of kanjis, considering that it's from here till the end of the book, which has for more than 400 pages. Okay. And yeah, these are also sketches I wanted more of. Interviews, yeah, these were the more interesting thing to me, but oh well. And this has been the official design works for Unicorn Overlord. As for the next videos, I have plenty of unboxings to catch up with. Let's see what I can do. And hopefully I will renew my usual very loose schedule as soon as possible, but hopefully this video will work as a starter or once again starter. And now I notice that Alain here is watching you and here is greeting everyone else. Okay, this is a change I noticed now. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video and you stick around for more. Briareos Karensky, over and out.